So the jury is rested, and we're on possibly the eve of the announcement of the verdict. And I've been um, really praying for Richard Allen, literally on my knees, praying that the jury can come to the right conclusion. But for the rest of us, um, Andrea Burkhart has been an answer to a prayer. At first, I thought, well, who is this? I haven't seen her talk about this case at all. I didn't want her to be the voice of this case when we've got Bob Mata and others that have been, doing this for a little while at least. But it turns out she has been absolutely amazing at her with her insight, with her commentary. She took excellent notes. She gave it her all, and you can tell she really understood what's going on in this case. She even used the word willfully malicious when talking about law enforcement. Um, I I love how she really understood what was going on in this case, and so I'm so grateful for her and her commentary. And a lot of people were able to come to the correct conclusions in this case because of her. And so yeah, the world was watching, and the world um, saw what's going on because of Andrea. And so I'm very very grateful she ended up being the mouthpiece for this case. Um, so I've entitled this little podcast. So it wasn't Richard Allen, then who? And that's going to be the next step for a lot of people is to ask, well, who was it? Who actually was the killer here? We now know it wasn't Richard Allen, and so it really leaves one person. Um, the FBI said it was Ron Logan, and they've said it all along. And they were at odds with ISP, and ISP finally kicked them out because the FBI disagreed with them and knew it was Ron Logan. And I've proven uh, it was Ron Logan four different ways, and real quickly I'll recap them. If you watch my other videos, you'll see in more detail. But very quickly, I've proven that this was his flip phone. It has the exact same dimensions as Ron Logan's flip phone. Um, this is, and I got those dimensions um, from his water bottle. He's got a Nalgene water bottle. And so that was the first proof that it was in fact Ron Logan. Um, the other Another proof is his water bottle proves that the bridge guy, if you take the dimensions, this is 3.5 inches wide by 8.25 inches tall. If you take those dimensions, you can using ratios, you can determine that the bridge guy is about 6'1", the exact height of Ron Logan. That was another proof that it was Ron Logan. Um, Another proof was the bridge guy's left-handed. Um, his coat, you can see that, you know, um, let's see, that would be his right side was folded under itself. And for a left-handed person, they would begin by putting their arm in to the coat this way, and then reach under, and the coat gets folded under itself by, uh, you know, putting on the right arm. And that's exactly what happened here. His collar, his jacket collar is folded under, and that indicates a left-handed man. Whereas this collar is visible. Another proof that he's left-handed is the strap of the fanny pack. You can see it going through his jacket, and it's out of his jacket right here. Um, he grabbed it with his left hand, and you can see, um, you know, uh, sorry, I have it backwards. He put it on like this and put the strap onto his left shoulder. So that indicates left-handed. And the other one was the fact that his phone is in his right pocket. That's where a left-handed man would put his cell phone, because your keys go in your always go on the other. You know, for a left-handed man, his keys would have gone in his left pocket, and cell phones came along later, which is why his cell phone would have gone in the other pocket. Um, so, how do I know Ron Logan is left-handed? Um, One way I know is he's always talking on the phone with his left hand. But the other one, um, believe it or not, if you clasp your hands together, um, and do this yourself, just naturally put them together. If you're right-handed, your left thumb will be on top, but if you're left-handed, your right thumb would go on top. And if you watch Ron Logan as he's in jail, in handcuffs as they're leading him out, his are like this. He's left-handed, so he clasps his hands together like that. Um, and so, whereas Richard Allen's right-handed, you can tell from his pool videos that he's right-handed. So that's a huge hint. I was hoping, I was hoping that they would have been able to determine that the killer was left-handed from the direction of the knife wounds, but you really couldn't, to my knowledge. At least with Abby, the killer grabbed her and used the knife in the right hand to kill Abby, but he grabbed her with his left hand, and so but that's not proof that he was left-handed. I think with Libby, if uh, I think Libby has the best chance of determining which hand he used, but again, that uh, wasn't proven during the trial. So the final piece of evidence that I have that kind of proves that the bridge guy was Ron Logan is his hat. And I've talked about this before, but real quickly, I'll show that here's the pin, this pin right here. Here's the tan spot, which is right here. Here's this brown that's going upward. It's right here. You can see the white pin. You can see the dent in his hat. You can see there's a lot of proof that, in fact, that's his hat. There's you can see the dent right here, and you can see his pin right here. So, for people that really want to know the truth is here. If you'll just think through it, you'll see that it was in fact Ron Logan. Next topic. There were so many liars in this case, and I'm glad the trial brought that out. If nothing else, it brought out all the liars. Dr. Martin, the psychologist, saying that he was not psychotic, and it turned out, after watching the video, that he even on the spot changed what he's, his opinion, said, well, I guess he was psychotic, after watching the video. But he was coerced into lying. The warden putting the false date on a report. Liggett lying in multiple times about changing the tan jacket to a blue jacket, and other things. Um, the the guy that testified about the box cutter. At first, it was a serrated blade, and then the law enforcement got him to change after he had testified that it was this serrated blade. They got him to change to say, well, yeah, I think it was a box cutter. That's a complete lie, and it was at the behest of law enforcement. Um, Mike Lepper, um, you know, falsifying stuff about Todd Click at the behest of Doug Carter. You've got Mullen and his lies. You've got Melissa Oberg in being all too willing to do the bidding of the state. Just yeah. She immediately said, "Yeah, I can match that." Why didn't she say the opposite? Yeah, I can disprove that. But she immediately went to, yeah, I can match that. She had already, done it with everyone else that they had suspected, with Ron Logan. Yeah, can't disprove that. They'd done it with Brad Weber. Oh yeah, we can't rule out his gun. So she was just more than happy to do whatever the ISP wanted her to do. Brad Weber lying about changing his story about the van and what time he came home. The ISP put pressure on all these people to lie, and they got caught in their lies. And the this is just uh, like Andrea said, willfully malicious is a perfect way to put it. Um, the next thing I wanted to talk about was that be a gun. Supposedly Libby said that on the bridge, and that's not really how uh, a 14-year-old girl talks. Um, and so it's really possible. I wasn't the one that brought this up. Somebody else brought this up, saying it. It's possible that she's actually saying that's Ron Logan instead of that be a gun, or that's Logan. Um, that's a possibility. I'm not saying I haven't heard it, so I don't know, and I don't know that Libby would have known Ron Logan, but I'm just saying it's a possibility. But before Libby said that, Abby said hi to Ron Logan. And the reason Abby said hi to him, to this man on the bridge, was because she knew him. She recognized him. And just to diffuse the situation, she said hi. Because Ron Logan was a friend of her mom's. And so it makes total sense that Abby would have said hi to him, but she would not have said hi to just some random scary guy that has pulled out a gun on them. The final topic was the green scarf that was not tested. They knew it wasn't the girls, either of the girls. That should have been the first thing that they tested. They didn't test it, and it's remarkable after spending over $4 million that this the things that they just didn't do is just astounding. Not testing the hair in Abby's hand, but the green scarf is a huge clue. The killer obviously wore the scarf, and that was Ron Logan. He didn't have a scarf on here. He came back that night, and it was cold out, and he would have had his scarf on at night. Um, and obviously, he would have changed out of these clothes. They were all bloodied, and so he had other clothes on. But Ron Logan was a hunter, and it makes complete sense that he would have had a green scarf, and his DNA would be on that scarf if they would just bother to test it. It's a shame, but you know, this whole case is an embarrassment and a shame. I'm praying that the jury makes the right decision and exonerates Richard Allen. Um, and I'm also hoping that people will spend time to think about this. Um, if if you're really curious about who committed this crime, watch some of my videos that have to do with the evidence against Ron Logan, and you'll see that it was in fact him, and it'll put your mind at ease. Um, Thank you for your time.